Is it worth having a cross listing tool as a new reseller? How about if you only have 200 listings? Is it even still worth it? So in today's video, we are going to talk about the two biggest cross listing tool in the market, and that is Vendoo and List Perfectly. So we are going over the two pricing features and what you get for what you pay for. Hopefully by the end of this video, you can come to a conclusion on which service is for you. And yes, I understand this is a Vendoo channel. However, I am going to remain unbiased and only provide you with facts. Now, if you're new to reselling and you don't know what cross listing means, it simply means that you're listing items on multiple platforms like Poshmark, Depop, Mercari, etc. So a cross listing tool like Vendoo or List Perfectly makes it easy for you to list your items in multiple locations, and manage your inventory at the same time. So let me hop onto my computer and we can get started. All right, so let's go ahead and go over Vendoo and List Perfectly pricing. Now, keep in mind, both cross-listing tools offer very similar features. So I'm just going to highlight the ones that are different. With Vendoo pricing, you are paying for per item or per listing versus in List Perfectly, you are paying for the features. Now, going back to Vendoo, with the pricing, their lowest plan is the $0 free forever plan, where you get 5 items per month for free and you get 3 background removals, which I'll go over that later on. Now, the free forever plan, all you do is just sign up, start connecting your stuff, and that's it. You don't even have to provide a credit card information. Versus in List Perfectly, they offer something very similar, which is you either get 5 days for free, or 100 listings, money back guarantee. Now, keep in mind, when you do sign up with List Perfectly, you had to put in a credit card information. So with Vendoo, you get cross posting to 10 marketplaces, 3 marketplaces per item. So what that means is that, let's just say that you get the $9 per month starter plan, you're only allowed to cross list in 3 marketplaces. You have to buy their add-ons here. So for $5 per month as an add-on additional to the $9, you unlocked all of the marketplaces. Otherwise, you can only list the items in the 3 marketplaces of your choice. Now, with List Perfectly, on the other hand, they have unlimited listing, and you can import and you can cross post, cross list, and import to all of the marketplaces here. Now, the next biggest difference between Vendoo and List Perfectly is that Vendoo has a sell detection and auto delisting for Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, and Depop, which is on beta. So what that means is that if an item sold in eBay, Vendoo automatically delists the items from all of the other marketplaces that it was listed in without you having to click or touch anything. For you to have this feature, you need to have the delist and relist add-on. Versus in List Perfectly, they do have something very similar. What they have is auto sales detection. You'll get a notification on your dashboard, and that's it. It doesn't automatically delist the item. Also, if you are subscribed into their lowest tier or the middle tier package, you will not have that feature. You only have that feature at their highest tier, which is the $70 per month. Now, I know I've mentioned the background remover, and what that is that it's a photo room background remover app. So with the plans, it comes with different amount of background removals that you have. So for example, the $9 per month, you get 25 items, but you also get 25 background removals. Okay. Now with List Perfectly, they have the same feature as well. They also partner up with Photo Room. Now, if you notice, you also have limited amount of listings that you get. So with the simple plan, you only get 25 per month. Okay, let's go over to List Perfectly, where I'll highlight the features that Vendoo doesn't really have. So the first one will be like Google Lens pricing tool. Now, Vendoo, on the other hand, does not have Google Lens pricing tool. They used to have Sellhound, but I believe they have discontinued it. All right, so the next biggest difference between List Perfectly and Vendoo is that with List Perfectly, you can cross post to multiple stores or accounts on the same marketplace. So for example, if you have multiple eBay stores, you don't need two separate accounts for List Perfectly. It could just be all under in one account. Versus in Vendoo, you only get one account per plan. So for example, if you have two eBay stores, you would need to get two $9 plans from Vendoo. Aside from their pricing plans, there is one big difference between the two of them. And this is the reason why I switched over from List Perfectly to Vendoo. And this is why. Let me show you a video. Now, if you're just listing one by one, is fine. It's not as annoying. But if you are doing like a bulk delist, relist, or bulk update, things like that, it will get annoying and definitely will slow down your computer, which happened to my old MacBook Pro. So this video right here, he is listing it to Instagram. And if you, let me just speed this up. If you notice, every listing opens up a new window. Versus in Vendoo, there is no multiple tab opened when you bulk delist or relist. All you do is just click one button or a few buttons, and that's it. It will delist, relist, whatever you're doing. I know we covered a lot, so what I did is made a summary sheet of the features or the things that to keep in mind when you're picking a cross listing tool. So with Vendoo, you pay per listing. And if you want additional features, you also have to pay for that. Versus in the List Perfectly, you pay per feature because they have unlimited listing. All right. So with Vendoo, they do offer a free forever plan where you get the 5 free plans and you don't have to put a credit card down. Now with List Perfectly, there is a limited trial and you do have to put in your credit card. So the next feature that Vendoo has is the auto delist. If you purchase this with the add-on of the bulk delist, so if you paid for the $5 per month add-on, you automatically get this feature right here, which is the auto delist. What that means is that if an item sold on eBay, Vendor automatically delist the items from all other marketplaces without you having to worry about it. Versus in List Perfectly, it does not do that. It only sends you a notification for you to go ahead and delist it yourself. The next one is the background remover. Both have background removers with photo room. However, with Vendoo, you get a 1-to-1 ratio per listing. And what I mean by that, if you pay for 25 listings, you get 25 backgrounds. 125, you get 125 backgrounds. But in List Perfectly, they only offer 25, 50, 1500. If you have the simple plan for $30 per month, and let's just say that you list 100, I don't know, 100 items. Only 25 items can have the background removed. Okay. The next one is that Vendor does not have a pricing tool versus List Perfectly had Google Lens and it's available for all plans. The next one is that Vendoo does not have Instagram posting, cross posting, and List Perfectly does. Now, this one are the two biggest deal breakers personally for me. And what I mean by this is that Vendoo have access to all supported fields versus List Perfectly, you have to pay for it. And what I mean by supported fields are these. This is the most basic stuff that you need in a listing. Okay. You need to put in the brand, the color, the size. If you have like an SKU inventory system, that's important because how would you find your item unless you have it listed somewhere else? And also the shipping weight, like that's important. With the simple plan, what this means is that I can list the items on eBay, but I have to manually go into eBay and input the brand, the color, the size, the SKU, the shipping weight. So it's like you're doing double the work. It almost kind of defeats the purpose of cross-listing tool. And lastly, the multi-tags opening. So with Vendoo, when you list, you really just click a few buttons and that's it. It'll post. Versus in this perfectly, it opens multiple tabs. So now that you have all the information, the biggest question is it worth getting a cross listing tool? If you are a new reseller or if you are a part-time reseller, the answer is yes, it is worth getting it. Now, which cross listing tool should you get? Vendoo or List Perfectly? I don't want to say it depends because I really dislike that answer. This is just my personal opinion. I would get Vendoo for the simple fact that Vendoo has more of a flexibility when it comes to the pricing. You could start off with 25 items per month, and that is the $9. If you have a bunch of items to list, then you can upgrade to the next pricing tier. If the next month you are back to your normal 25, then you can downgrade your plan. So there is that flexibility versus in List Perfectly, there is no flexibility at all. Lastly, the reason why I recommend Vendoo if you're a new reseller, a part-time reseller, or even if you're a seasoned reseller like myself, is that the most basic information is available in all of the Vendoo plans. And like what I mentioned before, the basic information I'm talking about, like you having the ability to input the brand, the color, the size, the shipping weight, that is available for you to input in Vendoo. Versus in List Perfectly, you're forced to upgrade your plan if you want that feature. If you have their lowest tier plan, you would have to, yes, you can cross list everywhere. You can process an eBay, Poshmark, whatever it is to your heart's content, but you have to individually log into eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and input the brand, the color, the size, the shipping weight. Like that's just double the work. And that doesn't make sense at all, at least to me. So if you have any questions about Vendoo, leave it in the comments below. And if you like this type of content, please give it a thumbs up so we know to make this type of content. Have a great day. Bye.